And next, I will like to invite on the stage our keynote speaker, Mr. Prashant Nair, who is the CHRO of Crompton Greaves. And the topic on which he will be speaking today is redefining HR and learning and development from enablers to business shapers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So I'm standing between you and lunch. Okay, and they told me make a keynote address. I was wondering, so I made some 5-6 slides, and very honestly, ये तो अपना ही परिवार है. I took the help of Cloud and Gemini and GPAT. I was alternating last night about putting some slides. So I'm not going to focus too much on the slides. Okay, I'm going to just talk about what I feel about HR and where are we. The topic is very interesting. Okay, because they put up the topic here, right? No, never mind, don't worry. Topic is from enabling to business partnership, right? Don't worry, don't get hassle. Cool. So it's right from enabling to business partnership. Something. मेरा तो गाड़ी enabling में ही रुक गया है. Okay, okay. 2 तक अब दूर है. What do we enable? Yeah, means this is our parivar, so you can be open. What do we actually enable? What do HR enable? Business. Okay. In business, what? Boss. Okay. Please don't take it otherwise. Okay. थोड़ा बाल जड़ गया, so I'm taking some liberty. Okay. I'll push you. Business का 3 ही fundamentals है. एक है top line, एक है bottom line, एक है middle line. हम कौन से लाइन को इम्पैक्ट करते हैं बताइए? वो दूर का बात है. बिजनेस बोला इसलिए मैंने उनको पूछा. ओके, सो यू एनेबल पीपल. व्हाट इन पीपल? व्हाट आर वी अकाउंटेबल फॉर? No, and I really reflected upon this topic. You see the topic from enabling to something, right? Business partnership. And I was reflecting, what do we enable? For what am I, my head is on the block.
Business brokers.
And top line?
Bottom line.
Bottom line? Is your KRA about bottom line in your organization? Very good. So how many of us have our KRAs having a top line and a bottom line, and the bottom line do not meet, our bonus gets docked, right? Okay. Attrition, do we enable? Apne people bola isliye main bola. Are we responsible for attrition? If the attrition increases beyond, say, whatever X number, do your performance gets docked? Because ultimately business, I think some of the panel members did mention this fact that ultimately business is about numbers. Okay, in Infosys, at some point in time when I was associated with it, they had a very lovely saying, and they are very middle class people. For those who are coming from Bangalore, they're very middle class people, and they said that in God we trust. The others have to come with numbers. Okay. So ultimately it's about number game, right? And last 1 week, चल रहा है? The last 1 week, मैंने मेहनत किया तो आपको दिखाई के छोड़ूंगा मैं. You heard the story of Karna? Karna's story suna hai?
Yeah.
Karna got a curse, you know that? What is a curse he got? Your knowledge will fail you when you need it the most. Like, because he shot one cow crossing his, and he cursed it, and so the farmer, ye ad hai, if you're buying fans, please buy Crompton. Okay. उतर क्या था बात. अभी कॉपर प्राइस बहुत ज़्यादा है, अभी मत लीजिए. I think so. In technology, we talk about AI and all, but technology fails you when you need it the most. Actually, I found it in many occasions. If it works, it's fine. Otherwise, I'm going to forget it. So the last 1 week, there were 3 places I remember. Right, one is Nasik, one is Noida, and one is Oracle and what have you. Do you think the HR enabled, understood Nasik? Yes. Understood Noida? Yes. Understood Oracle, Meta, what have you? Do you think the HR folks enabled businesses and people? Yes or no?
It's more of culture, not business. Basically, I think.
So you said you will take care of culture, no? आपने बोला people, sorry Jay, I'm taking some liberty because of you are my friend, so.
We are in family, we have to be decent.
हाँ.
वहाँ पे वही हुआ ना, वहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला कि we'll keep a culture, which is like, you can do your stuff. But in that, what they got missed out is, a lot of things was happening under it, which kind of under the garb of culture it was kind of completed. So not that they enabled it, but like, it's like it's a coin with sides. Like on one side you're allowing kind of the freedom to do things, the other side you don't have that. What do you mean? Either you be regimental or you are completely.
When we look back at these incidents, especially Noida and Nasik, that we have better knowledge of, as HR person, as HR people, would you have done things differently? Is the question, please don't answer me, is a question that we need to reflect upon, because it's a classic case of not enabling people. We talk about empowerment, that's a very nice word, right? Empowerment, ownership. हर HR कॉन्फ्रेंस में जाइए, कम से कम 3 बार आपको एम्पावरमेंट मिलेगा और 3 बार आपको ओनरशिप मिलेगा. सुनता है, बहुत सुनता है, मैं भी बोलता हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है, मैं भी बोलता हूँ. आई एम पार्ट ऑफ all of you. What did the HR folks do there? Completely abdicated forget the role responsibility, their moral responsibility of what they need to do. In Noida, I hope all of you are aware of it, no? And even in our organizations, you need to look at whether are we treating 2 people differently just because somebody is an employee and somebody is not an employee. In one of the organizations I went, there's something called job work. In many other organizations happens. That is, contractor people come into the factory and they do certain work, right? And I asked, why is the working condition was horrible, pathetic. I asked, why? बोलता वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का आदमी है. भाई उसका भी 2 हाथ है, उसका भी वही है, वो भी आता है घर से आता है काम करने के लिए, वापस घर जाना है उसको भी. So, while we say a lot of things, I think we still need to get the basics right about what HR is accountable for and what HR will take ownership for. Okay, so that's where I want to start this. And so what are the some of the key drivers that are happening in the field of HR? One, they write global disruption, but what's happening is global complete destruction. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. Forget we. Some of the key actors themselves don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. In the process, yesterday's Economic Times carried this article, the way consumer inflation is hiking. And consumer inflation hiking means there are 2 impacts. One, it impacts the cost of the products that you make. Number 2, it reduces the buying power for customers. So quarter 1 is going to be difficult for all of us. And if this continues, we don't know where we are ending up. Then we have tariff, then we have technology. And to make our life even more interesting, we have a wonderful Gen Z coming to the workplace with completely different aspirations of working. I got my daughter last year, she got into the workplace, and after 1 month she says that, I am not feeling good. I said, try, 1 month, try. Okay, I will try. After 2 weeks, she understood that there is no point in talking to me. After 2 weeks, she said that, Papa, I got a job, I am leaving. Well, just 1.5 months you've been in an organization. Is it good? Good, bad me. I am not enjoying, I want to leave. The future generation, and look at boys and girls around your society. When we grew up, we wanted to get into work. Today, work is not central to life. Is it bad? I don't think it's bad. But our generation need to understand and come up with the thought process, which is very different from how we managed organizations. An organization, our typical career trajectory and biological life ran together. I'll repeat. Our career growth and biological life were co-driven. इतना साल में आपको promotion मिलेगा. 2 years you have to be in a role. If before 2 years you come, maturity नहीं हुआ आदमी को, he has to learn on the job. You have heard this term, learn on the job. But today's generation they don't consider this. Xapsol CEO is what age? 26 or 24, 25. It's good we talked about attrition, madam, your panel talked about attrition. Forget attrition of people. What we should be concerned about is attrition of organizations. The average age of organizations is coming down from some 10 years to 2 years, which means that there are organizations which are actually less than 2 years is actually getting closed. And there are organizations which are still surviving 5 years, 6 years. So forget attrition of people. We have moved from attrition of people to attrition of organization, attrition of businesses. Businesses are getting closed down. काफ़ी बिजनेस तो कोविड के टाइम में बंद हो गया, काफ़ी बिजनेस जो कोविड के टाइम में उठा वो भी बंद हो गया. 3 years back or 4 years back, SaaS was the in thing. Today SaaS is actually seeing a dark future in front of them because of the AI thing. Whatever SaaS can do, AI can do much faster, much quicker and much smoother and much cheaper. So SaaS had a whole life of about some 5-6 years, that's all. I mean, after some years in my corporate world, I used to head HR for Thomas Cook and then Cipla, and then I got bored of the corporate world. I created एक startup to डूब गया. It was called Book My Cab. The other startup is called Zing HR, which is with some people. So we have dashboard for Zing. I mean, any HRMS will have a dashboard. Tomorrow we don't need the dashboard. You can actually say what you want and it will actually show on the screen. For example, I want the correlation between performance and attrition for the last 3 years in, say, fans division in South. It will actually tell me what is the correlation between performance and attrition in the South region from 21, 22 to 24, 25. I don't have to scroll, I don't have to move anything. And this is today, it's possible. Tomorrow it's also possible that based on what I think it's needed, technology will give me that input. So we are in a very interesting world. So the question is, what do HR enable in this world? Bataiye, any thoughts? What is HR's role?
I have one saying this.
Yes.
I think
Feel free to contradict me as well.
that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
actually. So I really believe that, not all of believe that.
Pardon?
So what I've experienced is that HR gets dictated by business leaders. It's not us. I can't say we are enablers. You know, it's what the business leaders want us to enable. If they want us to work on the high parts, we'll work on the high parts. Because they look at us as a cost center. I have hardly seen HR being anything else other than cost center. We are treated that way. And it's because it's just a very close-knit group and we are not in some Leap World or some HR World conference, I can openly talk about it. And that's a pain area for me. Last 16 years I've been feeling that.
Good, very good point. Very good point. Anybody else? I'll tell you my personal experience also on that. Yeah. Anybody else? You can reply to her also, or you can ask. You can make my life slightly easier in the sense.
No, I completely agree to what she mentioned, because we've been always looked upon as support team, and whenever they feel, okay, we need resources, so go back to HR, we need human resource, go to HR, salary chahiye HR, that's when we've been called. But I've tried to understand lately and trying to implement also, asking right questions, so that I feel I've understood one thing, that if they won't, I will. So if they will not come to me, I will go to them. So to understand why the org structure is the way it is, why are we hiring at this level. So trying my bit that I feel and trying to make my presence, so then at least they feel it, then they understand that I can also be a strategic partner, not just PP. So that's what I feel, and I completely agree.
Joy, anybody?
See, all these things are true, but at the same time, I think I'm a complete optimist. So I look at it that the evolvement for HR has already happened. So yes, it is treated as a cost center, but at the same time, HR today has a place in the board. So while you go into the board, and in my previous experience in my earlier company as well as in the present company, I see that I'm not dictated. I'm not said that this is what you need to do. I'm asked. In fact, I am consulted that, what do you think we should do? What do you think our approach should be? So I think it all depends upon is what is the maturity level of the organization, A, and B is what kind of management does the organization run? Like, it's not that every organization has still been in that phase. Yes, we will continue to be cost center, but at the same time, HR has moved the buck and is now a part of the management, is part of the board, and you need to see that whether you are able to understand the business. Now, I'll tell you the pitfalls, and being an HR, I'll tell you that. The pitfall is HR also sometimes makes some mistakes which they need to, it's high time they need to mend that. Number one is we have a function called as business partner in HR. But do we really partner business? Is a question.
Very good.
So if you are not partnering business, then you cannot be called business partner. What you are doing essentially is most business partner end up doing extended job of recruitment.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, Davis. Oh.
See, I personally feel, and my personal experience is, how are we as HR demonstrating ourselves to the business? Are we knowing the nuts and bolts of the business so that we can talk business to the CEO? And I have seen with my CEO that CEO is asking me, Davis, हमको करना क्या है? तू आके बता मेरे को 5 चीज़. For example, I had this conversation in the month of end of March, April, when we were finalizing on our AOP. And he said that we have to do something really good because our trajectory of business is going to go a certain way. So I want you to help me, partner with me to drive that. So you have to tell me 5 things which you would be doing in the coming financial year, which is 26-27. So it is the value you get to the table to the business head, the CEO or the business head, that HR क्या करेगा? खाली आप टैलेंट एक्विजिशन करते रहोगे एंड विंस एंड फैंसीज के बेसिस पे ट्रेनिंग एंड डेवलपमेंट का ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम्स करोगे, दे विल नॉट वैल्यू यू. Unless and until there is a business need and you are addressing that business need, then the HR would have a say in the business. That's my take.
Very good. Okay, so
Had the conversation there where we were all pretty upset about HR just not doing the real thing, and now I just sparked up something.
yeah, very good. Alok, you want to have a quick word? Okay.
So one.
So I'll come back to you. What's your name? Mansi. I'll come back to you.
I add one more point, Prashant,
yes.
here is, how many of us have actually read the balance sheet or the annual report in detail and understood each and every point, so that when we go to the business head, we talk the HR language which he doesn't understand. You should talk the language of the business, and the day you talk the language of the business, he says, you will become part of the business. Otherwise, it is Greek which you are saying to the business head.
So I'll give you my perspective. Okay, when I joined Thomas Cook, the first board meeting, my presentation was scheduled, and it was on the second day of the board meeting, in the last 5 to 5:30 time, when they were already wrapping up their bags and ready to get on the flight. Boss बोला अभी 10 मिनट में खत्म कर देना. But I'll tell you that the same Thomas Cook, at the end of say 3 years or 4 years, my presentation was scheduled on the first day. And if you pick up an annual report, and it's a public document during 2006-07, they've actually specifically mentioned the contribution HR made in acquisitions and harmonizing culture. Okay, it's a public document. The second example I'd like to tell you is, जब startup start करता है ना, people talk about one HR guy came, and we are in the field of HR, one senior very HR, and I respect him very much. He talked about consumer, importance of consumer, very important, right? Importance of capability, very important. But somewhere, for us, the most important was not consumer and capability and all. Startup में first 1 year, सबसे important क्या है भाई? Cash. 27, 28 of the month हालत खराब हो जाता है सोच के. So you need to, and I realized that how, how much bridge we have to cover to reach to make an impact. And madam, one very positive thing I'll tell you again. If you work with any PE fund, any investor, they have about 12 to 15 criteria for investment. You will be happy to know 6 or 7 out of the criteria are related to HR, which includes top management quality, which includes succession planning, which includes quality of organizational hires, which includes processes that you define for HR. And that's NRC asks for. And so if you are still in an organization where the management is not ready to look at HR as a capability center, not as a cost center, may not be as a revenue center, but as a capability center, a center which drives change, I think there are other organizations waiting for you. Okay? So, yeah. So this is what I made one slide. What are the key roles that are going to be in HR? One very close to what Dave Ulrich mentioned. All of you would be aware of what is Dave Ulrich's model. So the only very interesting thing which is coming out here is I put from the research that I did is data and insights engine. The HR need to migrate into a data and insight. Strategic partner, all of you know. Employee advocacy, all of you know. Culture and change agent, you know. These are things that are there in this thing. What Gemini and Claude and everybody seems to tell me is that the third thing is coming out very important for the future HR. And I try to push them back saying that why should this be? This is actually there. Okay, the data, you don't need data analytical people now because data analysis can easily be done. Say, and the reply that I got from the AI co-pilot was that we can do analysis, but I need somebody to connect that with the organization context. And that's why the third pillar is very important about data and insights engine. It is possible that some of us may not be very good in that. Okay? If you are not good in that, and that's a self-reflection that you need to do, is that you can train, enough opportunities are there for training, or you hire someone who's very good in that. But from a business point of view, from a CEO point of view, they absolutely want you to do this. And he's reminding me, he's standing right here trying to shoot me down, but we don't have much time, but we can offline also we can connect and give you examples about how this is absolutely critical in the running of the organization for my HR point of view. Okay, I'll skip some slides, and this is something I thought I'll share. As you can see, this is my slide, my humble slide without any drawing anything. There are a lot of discussion on jobs. What kind of jobs will get impacted? Okay, the way I looked at it, there are 4 criteria which define what's going to be the impact. One is cost of job. The second is kind of job. There are jobs wherein human touch is important. There are jobs where human touch is not important. There are, that's what I kind of extend and level of the role. Is it a senior management team? Is it a middle management team? Is it a junior management team? That will impact whether the job will be eliminated, whether the job will be substituted, whether the job will be augmented. And it is possible there are some jobs where there is no impact. Fortunately or unfortunately, the no impact job is down to about 5 to 6% today. And these are jobs like priest, these are jobs like counselor, where there would be no impact probably. But all other jobs would be impacted. It's a great news for HR people, because we need to identify in our organization which are the roles, which are the jobs that will be eliminated and that can be augmented. The good news is that at an overall global level, the jobs that will be eliminated and the jobs that will be created are almost the same. Unfortunately, the skill sets are very different. Okay. So, for example, they say in possible future, the call center job will be eliminated, right? Cybersecurity jobs are created, but a call center guy cannot be a cybersecurity guy, right? So that is a transition that HR people can do in our own organization. And in your organization, one of the key areas that you can drive is how would AI become, how do we implement AI in your organization? In our organization, for example, in Crompton, there are 3 aspects that we are implementing AI. One is in product itself. A lot of consumers want fans which are intelligent. Everybody wants intelligent now, right? They want stoves which are intelligent. So we got the chimneys which have got, say, the AQI goes up. You fry chicken tikka, the pollution is more as compared to you making, say, the morning, sorted vegetables. So based on AQI, the speed of the motor increases. Okay, so there are AI, you can control it through remote and all that stuff. So the product is one area. The second area is about processes, and where processes changes are taking place. And the third area is we are actually looking at how do we look at capability augmentation towards using AI for analytics and strategy and all that stuff. So AI can be a very important platform for you to get into the organization, because there will be people aspect involved. There will be people jobs that will be lost. There will be jobs that will be upskilled. There will be capability that need to be built. That will be people who need to be managed. So AI can be a good platform for the future HR people to get into the core of running the business. And like they say in Hindu mythology, whatever comes as a challenge can be converted into an opportunity. So That's what you need to do. So ask me, someone asked me, what are the capabilities that you require from an HR point? The normal capabilities are all there. All of you know about it. But what will be the differentiating capability, according to me, will be three things. One, it's often talked about, easy to hear, but difficult to actually practice is agility. Extremely important. If your KRA is very similar to 2 years back KRA, then you need to relook at your job. If you are doing the same, if you are following broadly the same pattern of working as you did 2 years back or 3 years back, depending of course on industry. If your scheduling of your time, your utilization of time is the same, then something is wrong somewhere. And how do we change? How do we create new skills? It's difficult. Okay, it's not easy. Learning is easy, unlearning is much more difficult. Letting go is even more difficult. So agility, easy to say, but agility will remain a core differentiating factor for professionals. The second, narrative building, is extremely important, because gone are the days when you can control people. I got 2 daughters, I can't control them. I don't know how many of you can control your Gen Z kids. Control se koi aaj kuch nahi karega. It's all about influence, and influence is all about narrative building, storytelling. I intentionally didn't use the word storytelling because storytelling is a verbal connotation. Narrative building need not be verbal, it can be non-verbal as well. So narrative building is extremely important for leaders, especially in HR. And the third aspect is courage. Okay. As like this, they invited me for a keynote. उसमें presentation नहीं बना था, आपके लिए presentation बनाया मैंने. Okay, तो कुछ भूलना बोला तो बोला. One of the things I told students, and they were not very happy, but later on a lot of students connected with me and said that please be prepared for disruption in your life. For our generation, say let's take my father's generation. For that generation, they were never asked to go. For us, it is asked to go, but we will try to hide it in the CV. We will say, I moved on because of better opportunities. Resignation maybe, because of I was not liking the culture, or कुछ बोल के हम लोग निकल जाएगा. But because it's still in our mind, we are not accepted that. The next generation, this will be a norm. Like promotion, retrenchment will be a norm. Better be prepared. तो ये सुन के स्टूडेंट्स तो अच्छा नहीं लगा इनिशियली. प्रोसेस को और भी खराब लगा, तुम साला हमारा हमारा ब्रांड खराब कर रहा है. Well, this is a norm. You can't avoid it. Like you have promotion, you will have retrenchment. Move on in life, learn, move on in life. And you need lot of courage and resilience to handle it. You need also courage to, to keep this thing straight. You know what is this? Spine. ये स्ट्रेट रखना बहुत जरूरी है. जिस दिन ये झुक गया ना, HR का वैल्यू खत्म हो गया. Long years back, I used to work with a company called Kamani Engineering, KEC Limited. KEC Limited was a very famous union case about how union won the case against the management and all that stuff. So there was a lockout happening, and I was newly married at that time. I had to change my route every day, bus route, ताकि मार ना पड़े. So one day the union leader called me and told me, he was a Mallu, thank God, small mercies in life. So he called me in Malayalam and told me, you don't need to change the route. I said, how do you know I changed the route? Well, I know everything, but you don't need to change the route, we will not beat you. I said, thank God, but why this small? Although you are an honest guy, so you are doing your role, I am doing my role. I don't want to beat honest guys doing the job. So, you need to keep your spine straight, and that's not easy. And there's a Bhagavad Gita sloka, I don't know how many of you read the book Bhagavad Gita, but hatva va prapsase swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim tasmat utishta kaunteha yudhaya kriti nishchaya. Fight with determination. If you win, you get this, you get swarga. If you lose, you get to enjoy every riches. So you need to fight. So with that, courage, agility, and narrative. You can remember that. Thank you. Having a great time. Any questions? Any questions? Either you understood everything or you felt this entire thing was a bore. So anyway, thank you. Thanks.
Prashant sir, if you can just stay back on the stage. And Shailesh sir. So, thank you so much for the interaction that you actually generated, because I think that is the reason why there were no questions, because वो पहले ही आ गया and Joy sir was like with his questions all set. But that was a great interaction from all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Those good insights, Devi sir. And what we are going to do next is we are going for the first award segments. And we have with us, Prashant sir, you already know, we have with us Mr. Prakash Avade sir. He is the CEO of Rambhau Mhalgi Prabodhini. And I will request our CEO of Xapsol, Satyajit Chane, please come on stage for this set of awards. Right. And if you can just get on the center of the stage, because Satyajit sir and Prakash sir, you also have to give the certificate for being a keynote speaker to Prashant sir. So center of the stage chale to अच्छा रहेगा. I will also request all three gentlemen to be there on the stage itself for this award segment. And the first award that we are giving today is Excellence in HR Analytics and Insights. And before I actually announce the name, please be rest assured that for each segment, except for a couple of them, there were multiple entries. So we are presenting 27 awards. Actually, I told this to the people who were here at about 10 o'clock. Yeah, that's a sarcasm, correct? Okay, the jokes apart. I just want to repeat that we are giving away 27 awards, out of which, for which we had 58 different nominations from 58 different. These are unique nominations we're talking about. And the jury was kind enough to give us their valuable inputs. The awards were rated on a scale of 10 for each section, and accordingly the awards were given depending on what was the total score from all the jury members, right? And so moving on to the first award, which is the Excellence in HR Analytics and Insights. The award goes to Miss Shanti Abhyam, AVP, Global Healthcare Billing Partners. This is for an excellent initiative to shift the HR function from a reactive support to a data-driven business enabler. And our jury, they were astonished to see the numbers that she created. So ma'am, congratulations. Excellence in HR Analytics and Insights, Ms. Shanti Avyam, AVP Global Healthcare Billing Partners. Please stay back, please stay back. There are 6 more in this segment. And after that we go for lunch, so yeah, please have patience with us. The next award is Excellence in HR Transformation Initiative. I mean, when we were reading through the synopsis that was sent to us, this is the person who actually led the end-to-end HR transformation through digitization, leadership development, and strategic workforce practices. It was all basically an amalgamation of a lot of initiatives that were taken, and which actually strengthened the retention and organizational capability. So I don't know, sir, Mr. Prabhat Mishra, if you were there during the first panel, but this is exactly what the first panel was discussing. So Mr. Prabhat Mishra, AGM HR, Enrich Energy Private Limited, who led the end-to-end HR transformation through digitization, leadership development, and strategic workforce practices that strengthen retention and organizational capability. Our next award is in the best HR strategy to align to business growth. This is, the synopsis goes as this: for building a business aligned HR strategy that scaled a greenfield business to a high productive business unit. And the award goes to Mr. Simanta Sarkar, Vice President and Head Human Resources, Agency and Alliances, India First Insurance Company Limited. Is he there? He's not there. So good, that gives us a chance to meet him in person. And also talk about the services. Okay. So the next award that goes is the AI-driven HR transformation. This is for leveraging AI to embedded pay equity, personalizing rewards, and elevating critical employee moments, thereby creating a transparent, human, and future-ready HR ecosystem. And this award goes to Mr. Mayank Tandon, Lead Compensation and Benefits, T-Systems ICT India. Surabhi. He's okay. So the next one is the best use of AI in learning and development, and this is I mean, he is the person who actually pioneered AI-led precision L&D by integrating generative AI frameworks and behavioral analytics to scale learning, enhance assessment accuracy, and accelerate workforce capability development. And I hope that this person is here because this is the world of AI. So Mr. Nikhil Bhojwani, Head L&D. He's on his way. Okay, so just remind me to announce this award all over again, please. The next one is the Best Digital Blended Learning Initiative, and this person was not able to come down, I know this. And this goes to Ms. Richa Verma, Senior Director HR Flipkart, and this was a blended learning ecosystems that he created so this was more to do right from her, people getting onboarded to the development and engagement. So Richa Verma ma'am is not here, I know that, yeah. And the last section of this award is Excellence in Digital Learning, and this was because he enabled business turnaround through targeted digital learning interventions that accelerated field capability, so it was directly linked to the business, and hereby driving exponential growth for a critical in-licensed brand. And the award goes to Mr. Ramanathan Balasubramaniam for the Deputy General Manager, Sun Pharma. Mr. Ramanathan Balasubramaniam, Deputy GM, Sun Pharma, heading the digital learning space at Sun Pharma. Thank you so much, Prashant sir. Thank you so much, Avre sir. Thank you, Satya, for your support. And I will request all the winners to please, collect that box, because it will be easy for you to carry this. This is a glass award. So please carry that box. Thank you. And before we move on to the next section, because we don't intend to take a lunch break. Sir, आपने tea break मना कर दिया, अब lunch break भी मना कर दो. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a lunch break right now. It's 1:30 by my watch, and we intend to come back at 2:15 and go for our next panel discussion, with the topic would be AI in talent management, the next step. So I hope that will be an interesting one, because most of the panelists, they are the people who have actually integrated AI in their day-to-day HR practices and L&D practices. Most of them, actually.